Valmiki Ramayana, Kishkindha Kanda, Book number 4, Sarga 37, Roman numerals XXX VII 37. The Gathering. He ceased, and King Sugriva cried to sage Hanuman by his side, "Summon the Vanar legions, those who dwell about the Lord of Snows, those who in Vindhyan groves delight, Kailashas or Mahendra's height, dwell on the 5 bright peaks, or where Mandara's white summit cleaves the air. Wherever they are wandering free in highlands by the western sea, on that east hill whence springs the sun, or where he sinks when day is done. Call the great chiefs whose legions still the forests of the Lotus Hill, where every one in strength and size with the stupendous Anjan wise. Call those with tints of burnished gold, whom Mahashaila caverns hold. Those who on Dunira roam or hide in the wild woods on Meru's side. Call those who, brilliant as the sun, on high Maharan leap and run, quaffing sweet juices that distill from odorous trees upon the hill. Call those whom tranquil haunts delight, where dwell the sage and anchorite, in groves that through their wide extent exhale 1,000 blossoms scent. Send out, from coast to coast, assemble all the Vanar host. With force, with words, with gifts of price, compel, admonish, and entice. Already envoys have been sent to warn them of their Lord's intent. Let others urged by thee repeat my mandate that their steps be fleet. Those lords who, yielding to the sway of love's delight, would fain delay, urge hither with the utmost speed, or with thee to my presence lead. And those who linger to the last, until 10 days be come and pass, and dare their sovereign to defy, for their offense shall surely die. Thousands, ye millions, shall there be, obedient to their king's decree. Wow. The lions of the Vanar race, assembled from each distant place, forth shall they haste like hills in size, or mighty clouds that veil the skies, and swiftly speeding on their way, bring all our legions in array. He seized the son of Vayu heard, submissive to his sovereign's word, and sent his rapid envoys forth to east and west and south and north. They bent their airy course afar along the paths of bird and star, and sped through ether, and sped through farther yet, through earth, farther yet, where Vishnu's splendid sphere is set. By sea, on hill, by wood and lake, they called to arms for Rama's sake, as each with terror in his breast obeyed his awful king's behest. 3 million Vanars, fierce and strong, as Anjan's self, a wondrous throng, sped from the spot where Rama still gazed restless from the woody hill. 10 million others, brave and bold, with coats that shone like burning gold, came flying from the mountain crest, where sinks the weary sun to rest. Impetuous from the northern skies, where Mount Kailasha's summits rise, 10 hundred millions haste, hued like manes of lions ne'er subdued. Wow. The dwellers on Himalaya's side, whose food his roots and fruit supplied, with rangers of the Vindhyan chain, and neighbors of the milky main. Some from the palm groves where they fed, some from the woods of battle sped. In countless numbers, fierce and brave, they came from mountain, lake, and cave. As on their way the Vanars went, to rouse each distant armament, they chanced that wondrous tree to view, that on Himalaya's summit grew. Of all upon that sacred height was wrought Maheshwar's glorious right, which every god in heaven beheld, and his glad heart with triumph swelled. There, from pure seed at random sown, bright plants with luscious fruit had grown, and sweet as Amrit to the taste, the summit of the mountain graced. Who once should eat the virtuous fruit that sprang from so divine a root? One whole revolving moon should be from every pang of hunger free. The Vanars called the fruit they found ripe on the sacrificial ground, with rare celestial odor, odorous sweet, to lay them at Sugriva's feet. Those noble envoys succored the land, scoured, scoured the land, to summon every Vanar band. Then swiftly homeward, at the head of countless armaments, they sped. They gathered by Kishkinda's wall, they thronged Sugriva's palace hall, and richly laden bare within the fruit of heavenly origin. Their gifts before the king they spread, and thus in tones of triumph said, through every land our way we took, to visit hill and wood and brook, and all thy hosts from east to west flock hither at their lord's behest. Sugriva, with delighted look, the present of his envoys took, then bade them go with gracious speech, rewarding and dismissing each. Absolutely, absolutely beautiful. And wow. Footnotes. 368 1. Valmiki and succeeding poets make the second vowel in this name long or short at their pleasure. 368 1b. Some of the mountains here mentioned are fabulous and others it is impossible to identify. Sugriva means to include all the mountains of India from Kailash. The residents of the god Kuvera, regarded as one of the loftiest peaks of the Himalayas, to Mahendra in the extreme south, from the mountain in the east, where the sun is said to rise, to Astachal, or the western mountain where he sets. The commentators give little assistance that Mahashaila are certain mountains is about all the information they give. 368 to be one of the celestial elephants of the gods who protect the four quarters of intermediate points of the compass. 369 1 Vayu or the wind was the father of Hanuman. 369 2 the path of or station of Vishnu is the space between the seven rishis and Ursa Major and Dhruva or the pole star. Wow, 369.3, one of the seven seas which surround the earth in centric circles. 369.4, the title of Maheshwara, or Mighty Lord, is sometimes given to Indra, but more generally to Shiva, whom it here denotes Maheshwar, Mahaishwar, Shiva, Mahendra, Mahaindra, Indra, Mahadev, Shiva, Maheshwar, Mahadev, the greatest of all gods. He is not the supreme, he is the greatest of all the gods. The supreme is Vishnu. Wow, these people, these Freemasons, the cabal, secret societies, they know exactly every single little detail of Ramayana. Wow, absolutely, I am amazed how much time and effort they put into researching all these Vedas. Wow. Yes, stupid, you don't know all these different mountains because you never been there, because you cannot go. They are places on this earth you cannot go to. They are beyond this dimension. The stupid pictures that we have of Mount Everest, it's all bullshit. Perhaps one part of the Himalayas. Everest is just one part of the Himalayas. They claim the highest part. Of course it's not. Of course, the stupid idiot, it is not the highest part of the Himalayas. Nobody flies over the Himalayas. There is no flights over Himalayas. If they claim there is flights over Himalayas, just like flights over Arctic, they're all lying. All lying. Back then, Treta Yuga, they were able to see. Wow. They were able to see Meru. So Hanuman went to gather all the monkeys from Meru mountain too. We're talking about millions of monkeys. Absolutely mind-boggling numbers. 10 millions, 300 millions, this million, that million. Wow. So they were able to see Mount Meru back then. And nowadays we cannot see Mount Meru. We can only see little dots like Meru in Himalayas. Like Meru itself, Meru in Himalayas is taller than Everest. Then we have Meru in Kilimanjaro, Africa. Then we have Muru in Peru. Then we have Meru in Venezuela. These are all little fractals, all little dots of the multidimensional, high-dimensional Mount Meru. Absolutely mind-boggling descriptions. Jai Sri Ramayana, Roma Victa, Victory to Rama, Hail Ram, Ciao.